It's Ray Schelin from ProShaper in Charlton, Massachusetts, and today we're going to do part 2 of making a slapper. I've been notified that the English and Australians call them flippers, so this is the flipper slapper video. So what we're going to do is we've got it all made, we bent it up and cut it and everything, and now we're going to do a nice polish job on it and we'll put a handle on it. So first step will be, I'm going to take a 24 grit 5-inch grinding disc with this little makita grinder, and I'm going to rough this working surface out nice. So I got all my safety gear on now so nobody can complain. I got eye protection, lung protection, hand protection, chest protection. My shoes need to leave a little to be desired though. Another couple of safety things I learned years ago at my grandfather's. Number one, I got acetylene outfits over there. You wouldn't want to be grinding into your acetylene outfits. You always make sure your sparks go in a spot that nothing's going to catch on fire, and it's nice and safe that way. And you generally want to go off the edge when you're doing grinding. If you go into the edge like that, it digs and it can bite the disc, cause the disc to break. I switched out from a 24 grit to a 36 grit. I'll give that a little go. I roughed the 36 grit, and now I put a 50 grit on the makita grinder there. Alright, that took care of that. I'm up to 50. Now I'm going to go to 80, and then it'll start to really pop with the 80 grit. For the 80 grit, I use this ear grinder. It has a Velcro pad on it, hook and loop, That's all I use in the shop is a hook and loop. This is actually a Harbor Freight grinder, central pneumatic. Excellent tool. And a little plug for my ProShaper.com site. I make the little adapters that allow you to put the soft pad on this. And I use this totally for polishing. That tells you there's good steel. Nice ring to it. Now I got a 120. Now you don't have to clean up the backside and all the other stuff. I'm just cleaning it up to make it a lot nicer looking. So the only thing I don't like about it right now is this doesn't match, so I'm going to grind that to match with a little air grinder. Yeah, I'll do that in a few minutes. Let me get these edges here. Alright, that's up to 120 now. Maybe I'll hit it with 240 on the whole thing, and then I'm going to go up to 600 with this. So give it a quick 240 here. I'll do the backside first. 240 as high as I'll go on the backside. I will finish up this surface here. We'll go up to 600 with it. That's the surface that matters. We're on 320. Give it one more 320. Now we got a 400. I'll let that cool a little bit. I want to get this the same, this side and this side the same. So I'm going to grind a little bit more out of here. Like that. That looks good. So I got a 50 grit Norton Blaze 3-inch roll-lock on here. I like those the best. I use those a lot. Okay, that's a lot better. And I'll just clean those up. So I got these where I want them. They're pretty close right now. And that was with the 50 grit. So I put a 120 grit on this here. I just want to clean up where the 50 grit was. Well, I got it up to 400 on the face. I'm going to go to 600, but I'm going to do that after. Now what we're going to do is put the walnut handle on. My original plan was to utilize this hole that just happened to be in the metal and drill another hole, but I've done them in the past. I'm just going to epoxy the handle on so I don't have to use those holes. And if I don't use the holes, I don't have to put screws through it, and the handle will be a solid, nice walnut piece. And that's what I'm going to do now. Well, I think first what I'll do is I'll scratch this up a little bit to give the epoxy some bite. So I'll take that 50 grit again. I'll just scratch this up where the handle's going to be. Alright, so the next step is to get the piece of walnut. I'm going to saw it in half, and then we're going to glue it on here and then let the glue harden up. Now maybe, wait a minute, I might as well hit this with 600 once. It's cooled off quite a bit now, so let me hit it with the 600. There's the 600. We'll let that cool down. I'm going to cut the walnut now. I'm going to cut this piece of walnut in half, and I only need about that much of it. So. There's my 2 pieces of walnut. Now we're going to glue them on. We got the 2 pieces of walnut. We have the Pod A, Pod B epoxy. It's a Loctite epoxy, 5-minute epoxy. Make sure we got a good amount. There we go. That looks about right. I'm going to get a putty knife to mix it up with. I have my epoxy. I'm going to mix it up with the putty knife. It's 5-minute epoxy, so I got to move. Don't have too much time to waste. And then I should have some blue gloves on right now, some nitrile gloves or something. Epoxy these up good. Right there. It's just going to squirm around on me. It's way bigger than I need, so I'll be able to cut it down. Put this right in the vise here. Let that dry up. Looks like it's lined up pretty good. It'll all be ground down and look beautiful, but now we need about a 20-minute drying time on it. That's the first cut. Now I got to mark the other way. Fini.